Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody Bills. Today is Wednesday the 10th. We had the market moving lower here today. We also had the WASDE report for June released today, and it seemed to have a very muted effect on the market. Not a lot of volatility following the release of these numbers. You'll notice when you turn over the grain hedge trading platform, corn finished down 8 cents on the day to $3.57. Even soybeans down 2 1/4 to $9.49 1/4. And wheat in Chicago led the charge lower, down 19.5 cents to $5.12 3/4. Now those are the July contracts. Let's turn over to the charts. Let's see what sort of landscape we're trading in now after today's reaction. First of all, you notice corn, continuation of this downtrend. First of all, the rally that we've seen over the last couple of weeks seemed to come to an end here today. We really shed about 50% of the rally that we've seen just in today's trade. So when you look at this, I think what we're seeing is just continued weakness out of corn. We saw rising ending stocks for both new crop and old crop. In general, I think there's still a lot of room for yields to improve. If we get pollination happening a little earlier this year, we could have it, especially if the conditions, this El Nino continues, if we get cooler temperatures. This could really impact the production this year in a very positive way. We could have substantial increases in the yield, and I think that window being opened up there for higher yields, I think that has a negative impact on prices today. One of the reasons why we're trading off 8 cents. When you look at soybeans, you'll notice we bounced back up. We haven't been able to get through that low that we printed back in 950. You'll notice that low, it was support. It had a little bit of a roll reversal here. It's now acting as resistance right around 950. Today we traded higher, we traded lower. In general, we kind of closed off in the middle of the range. So I think that we have some resistance there, but if we're able to mount that, we have some significant overhead resistance, not only with the trend line resistance up there, but that also correlates very well with that 100-day moving average, both most likely offering up some selling pressure here to soybeans if we do move higher. One thing you'll notice is that soybeans was the major trader to the downside today. It had the most movement in the grain complex, but you'll notice that we kind of got up to a range that typically has been offering up pretty significant resistance. This is a range between 540 and 550. It's been an area where we've traded throughout the middle of the day, but it's very rare. Really, since the beginning of January, we haven't at all closed within that range. It seems like it's been offering a lot of selling pressure once we get up there, and I think that's one of the reasons why, in combination with negative outlook here for the WASDE report, I think that's a technical reason combined with a fundamental reason here in the WASDE report why we started trading lower. And we're now down toward that 100-day moving average, which we were able to work through last week. Let's take a look at the old crop ending stocks here. You'll notice that for corn, we did see a 25 million bushel increase to 1.876 billion bushels for old crop. So we have seen an increase in old crop ending stocks. We saw soybeans, basically we saw their ending stocks decline. So that was a little bit more bullish here. We saw an increase in crush. We also saw an increase in exports. Both of the exports was one that we really expected. We've been running well ahead of pace to meet USDA expectations in the second half of the marketing year. That's been keeping soybeans really, that's been continuing to show strong demand there. We've seen good basis improvement weekly in the soybean complex, in the crush sector, as well as along the river. So these are the reasons why we were expecting to see ending stocks get cut a little bit, but this did beat the expectations. This did come in lower than expectations, and that was a little bit bullish here for old crop soybeans. For wheat here, you'll notice we came in at 712 million bushel carryout this year. That's only up 3 million bushels from the previous WASDE report. So nothing too big here for old crop wheat. Take a look at the new crop. You'll notice that new crop, we saw corn ending stocks increase, but not by as much as as analysts were expecting. Analysts were expecting somewhere around 33 million bushel increase. We saw about 25 million bushels. So it wasn't really outrageously bearish, but still you're seeing an increase in ending stocks. And not only that, but I think that there is potential for continued increases in ending stocks for this new crop, especially if we get this cooler, wetter weather throughout the summer that an El Nino typically means. When you look at soybeans, you'll notice that there was a cut in ending stocks by about 25 million bushels. basically what we saw in terms of expectations going into this report was really expectations for only about a 13 million bushel cut. So that was a little bit more bullish. Again, soybeans, a more bullish report, but in general, when you look at a 475 million bushel carryout, it's still pretty significant. Still a little bit of bearish pressure that could start to weigh here on the soybean prices. And when you look at wheat, you'll notice we came in 21 million bushels over where we were in May for new crop wheat ending stocks here in the U.S. Analysts were expecting only a 5 million bushel increase. So that was bearish. I think that was one of the main reasons why wheat was the major dog here in today's trade action. Other than that, guys, that's today's report. That's the WASDE report and how the trade reacted. If you have any questions about that, please give the office a call. We can always talk it over and really what it could mean to your marketing strategy, certain things that you can do to help protect the downside of price risk. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You can reach us at 877-472-4607. If you haven't done so already, take a demo of our trading platform. See what it's like to watch the markets live in the palm of your hand. See what it's like to be able to execute trades when you're out in the field. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here Friday for the weekly wrap-up.